Welcome, dear viewers, to the last match of today in 5 European Cup 2026. And the name of it is going to be United Kingdom Seed 2 versus Czechia Seed 7. A pretty banger matchup that we got today, being the latest one, and we're hoping it's gonna be pretty damn close because two of our matchups have already been sweeps, so we need some variety. And having those hopes, you have me, Philoxen, and I'm today joined by Hubba. Hello, and how are you doing?
Hello, I'm quite excited for this matchup. Both of these teams uh, have an interesting thing where Czechia very strong in the early stages and United Kingdom kind of putting on their USA OWC cosplay and doing a little weaker in the early stages, despite being the number 2 seed. So it's going to be interesting to see how this fares, especially with these rosters. And of course, that Snap DT1 ban going to come from the UK. That was a massive score from Czechia last time. They were the number 1 performer on it last weekend. So keeping that streak up, getting rid of that strongest pick on the Czech side.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Czechia overall seems like a really strong aim and control team. They play those Nomad 1, DT1 maps really good, and also other control maps like DT3 and Nomad 3, which they all won in their previous matchup against Denmark. For United Kingdom, it is kind of a similar story actually. They picked Nomad 3 and Nomad 4, also Harrock 1. All of those are control slash techie maps, so I would say the primal skill set is quite the same for both of the countries. But when it comes to sub skill sets, it's going to be a whole different story. For example, you have United Kingdom, they're really good on those hiddens, and Czechia really does not like those hiddens as much. So yeah, there is some variety towards the sub skill sets, but we'll get to see that a bit later. For now, it's time for the second ban. It's coming from Czech, and it's going to be DT2.
Yeah, this makes sense, of course, based off what you were telling me regarding inside memes. They were a little bit underperforming on that DT2, very short map, only team to do under Team Mail, so more spotting a weakness on their own side than anything else, than trying to take away any of those UK strengths, which is interesting, because usually that's the behavior that higher seeded teams do, where they just take out their biggest weakness because they're kind of strong everywhere. But gonna be Czechia doing it this time around, and it is their first pick now that those bans are out of the way. DT1, DT2, both to the wayside.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, I would say Nomad 1 right away, and this is what's happening because, you know, in the qualifiers they got the best performance out of every single country on that Nomad 1, and overall, last week they also got really decent performance. I believe it was almost 3 FCs. But here's the catch, United Kingdom also played that Nomad 1 and they also got really stable performances across the board. So considering it's the same map, it's gonna be a really close rivalry, Hubba.
Yeah, the score difference on that head-to-head, just 115k, edging out to United Kingdom. So it's gonna be interesting with this being the first pick. This is a strategy I've implemented in my own tournaments where we will snap first pick Nomad 1 in the earlier stages while it's still this best of 9, because you get pick advantage and you also get nerves advantage. If you know the strategy going in and you pick a map like this where it's all about holding your nerve, you are essentially just teasing the other team, trying to get them to find these aim breaks. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out.
Indeed, and as of right now, we're finally seeing the lineups. We're seeing the elite, the core roster of Team Czechia. It is Andisor, Hazuki Sandai, and Hydrogen Baby. Those three are complete beasts, especially Hazuki Sandai being quite literally an all-rounder, maybe except for that tap-in department. But yeah, overall, those three, you better watch out for them. And William, also a great aim specialist that they have, the consistency demon. And for the United Kingdom, it's gonna be Umarus, Shamui, and Timul Tomal, who are present for 90% of the maps, and also Hamster LOL, which is Sparkly Fairy 400, was not actually playing last time, and this time seeing this powerhouse in the lobby definitely leaves me, a bit scared for Czechia over here because they pulled off an insane performance already, and now they have their strongest card.
Yeah, and I mean, already you're starting to see part of the strategy of this pick. First break to come through for Shamui, who had the top score last time, 981k, 9100 FC, and already finding the first break in this early combo. Granted, one of the longer maps in this pool, not going to matter too much, but more of just a sign of confidence with regards to this map showing up first. And as you mentioned, Humsterwool hopping in the lobby, replacing Wiggler, who had the bottom score for the UK last time, is going to be pretty beneficial for them leading into this pick, especially with how close the scoreline was last time. But there goes a double break on the side of UK. All four FCs being held on the Czech side. William with some accuracy woes, but this is a combo game, and already you're seeing an 80k in that first quarter.
Yeah, so far seems like that replacement actually is not playing to the United Kingdom's favor. Sparkfire and Timol Tomo leaving those two teammates, Shamui and Umaros, basically alone, allowing Czechia to completely blow them out of the water because they're still holding that massive four-way FC. With, of course, you have Hydrogen Baby 99.6 and Agassi and Arizor with 99.8. They are slicing this map, they are carving it open, and we're seeing that break. Comster is questioning what is happening. Why is Czechia that strong? It's only 1/3 still, so they need to be aware of the situation because two breaks and it might go to the other direction, but so far they have built a really stable ground table.
Yeah, at this point in the map, you're just passing the halfway point. You're looking for any inconsistencies in these players. You're looking at the cursor, trying to see if there's any shake anywhere on those four FCs, because if you were United Kingdom right now, you are at the pure behest of any nerves that the other side may be having. Of course, this is the highest SR map in the pool, I believe, but it's about the confidence, it's about the spacing, it's about holding on for the entirety of these 4 minutes, and the longer they hold on, this lead is just going to keep on going. 331k now, and still they continue on. Recovery combos building up for the UK side. Well, biggest jumps in the map being hit in this div spike section, but it's no problem. And I mean, at this point, it may just be too late unless we see a full-on disaster. Nearly 400k lead for the Czech side, making good use of this No Mod 1 first pick.
I mean, no, I'm just speechless. Like, the other side is not losing, they're getting devoured basically, and that last Kia is gonna be the last stab if everything goes right for Czechia. Shamui with that unfortunate break right before the last Kia, so I guess that is the nail in the coffin, and now the only question is not whether Czechia is gonna win, because we all know they will. It's now about how far can they actually put that massive score advantage. It's already 500k. Will the 4-way FC? No, William is breaking, but the damage has been done.
Yeah, this is a performance of great magnitudes for the Czech side, and an improvement of well over 200k. Make it 300k as Hydrogen Baby and Andy Soar hold on tight. Andy Soar, the name to look out for on that Czech side, and making it work out. 2x100s on him, 3x100s on Hydrogen Baby, and that's nothing to scoff at. United Kingdom having a little bit of those nerves issues. Shamui, who was a pretty consistent FC last time out, finding that double break, and that was the difference maker for the Czech side, getting their first point on the board against the number 2 seed.
Yeah, that's a stellar performance from them, and yeah, of course, first map being their first pick and the victory against a C2 is quite a win already. But yeah, so far, United Kingdom, they have taken some blows, some stamps from Austria in their last matchup as C2, and overall, so far, this Swiss stage seemed a bit rocky, a bit bumpy for them. And yeah, it's in their interest to, eliminate Czechia as well as they did with Austria. And they have everything on their hands to do that. They have their gimmick players, and Prima 2 HD2 slots are still open. I think that might be the way. What are your thoughts, Pablo? Oh,
Yeah. Oh well, it's tapping.
oh well.
Lol.
It's happening.
I mean, I don't think. How do I word this? I don't think DT2 is an indication of a weak tapping. I think that map is just like the RNG map of this pool, right? That's the gamble pick of all time for this pool. So them banning that out because of some weaker scores last time out, I think is just mind block ban rather than tapping weakness ban. Granted, you're still the number 2 seed. Who am I to doubt the United Kingdom? But I think they're picking this as a weakness pick, and the Czech side will be better than they anticipate.
Right, that's the thing, because I am really skeptical, like, looking at both of these teams, because United Kingdom, they're not that strong on tap, and they banned Noma 2 last time. They lost on DT2, but of course you mentioned it is RNG, but still, it states the same fact they lost on a tapping map. Now they're picking Noma 5, thinking that Czechia is pretty bad on it, but looking at Czechia, we know they got seed 25 on DD2 in qualifiers, but they also got seed 3 on Noma 2. So like, this Noma 5 is kind of where that Noma 2 and DD2 aspect actually intertwine, and I just do not even know what to expect from both of these teams, because there are tapping skill sets that they are not the best at, but also some other tapping skill sets that they are pretty comfortable on. So on paper, I am not even sure how this will go. We are seeing Emerald and Neux, who are pretty good tapping players on the side of the United Kingdom. Shamui and Hamstrel are, of course, there. And we are seeing the same exact lineup, actually, as we saw on Nomad 1. These 4 players are just insane stable core players right here. But yeah, pretty intrigued by this one.
Yeah, the mechanics roster still coming to fruition on the Czechia side, but United Kingdom looking to get their point on the board here. As mentioned, this is a divisive pick. Both of these teams not really the strongest on the tapping, but it's all about the comfort in this map. You see a lot of the breaks that are going to happen, William being the first of them, are on these buzz sliders at the tail end. If you find any tapping hiccups, you will either under-aim those buzz sliders or over-tap and tap them too early and get the break that way. And you're seeing that accuracy deficit come to fruition now, a 70k one, just off the back of those 2 breaks from William. Everyone else holding with mid-range accuracy, about a 98 average on both sides otherwise, but William having a really tough time on this one, and it seems like Czechia is just a little bit fourth man.
Yeah, don't want to call it out that early, but it might be a 4th-player syndrome, and in this case, they need to see at least 1 or 2 breaks from United Kingdom. Hydrogen Baby and Anizar are the best tapping players that Czechia has, and they just need that opening. They need the door being open, and there it is. Niggs finding that break. They just need to break the door down until it closes again, but Anizar with the break, and here goes Hazuki.
Yeah, there goes the double break, and it is all UK now on our final players. Oh wait, it was banter. Wait just a minute.
Yep.
We'll have to see if those 3 were real, though. That is a little bit of a disaster. I assume that question mark means those 3 were. Wait, no, it was banter again for him. What? Hazuki keeps playing with us. But it's the accuracy he's putting in the work now. Shamui and Sparkly Fairy, both those FCs still maintaining 98. Mao doing their best on that 96 there, but 400k difference. Strong pick for strong pick. UK putting in work on this Nomad 5.
Yeah, the only thing connecting them right now is the song title, and yeah, that's a really interesting strategy from the UK. They did not just play better, they played smarter. After all, this exact tapping skill set was to the side of United Kingdom and Czechia. Based on the DT2 performance, United Kingdom make a really good observation going into that Nomad 5 being quite similar to that DT2, and yeah, you see that 500k score difference speaks for itself. William for the last miss, same for Andizor, and that's gonna be a trade of points, 1-1.
Very confident there for the UK. Not as big of a score lead, but it's going to be pretty hard to beat that no mod 1 score the Czechs put up there. Triple FC regardless. Just a couple ack hiccups. Actually, that one slider break from Shamui, but no biggie there. But now, back over the Czech side, and if the no mod 1 was any indication, I feel like they should keep picking into the aimier maps, especially with that DT1 ban as another snap aim pick. Hidden 1 might be next up in store.
Yeah, I'd say both teams established what they can go for next. For Czechia, definitely could be HD1, could be Freeman. They could even try and, you know, basically steal the deal on that Hard Rock 1, which both of the teams are pretty good at. But, you know, United Kingdom, they were pretty good on that Nomad 1 as well, and they lost it. So might be Hard Rock 1. And for United Kingdom themselves, speaking of their next pick, they won that tapping. So I still see Nomad 2 being open, could be it, and we shall just wait and see. But for now, Czechia, despite us thinking it's gonna be some A map, it actually is HD2.
Okay, I feel as though with this pick, suddenly the information we've been withholding should be revealed, because I think they know. If they're picking this, I feel like they know.
I feel like they know.
I feel like they know. Wiggler is not here. The captain for the UK side is not present for this match. Normally he would be in for a pick like this, the standout reading map, but because he isn't here, they have to use a reserve player, I would imagine, for the UK side, which is the only universe where I see Czech picking this ever. Like, otherwise they never touch this.
I mean, right, it's not even like touch this, they in fact banned it last time, but now they're making it the second pick. Like, isn't that just wild? But yeah, speaking of no Wiggler, but still United Kingdom, they managed to pull off top 2 or top 3 performance in qualifiers Hidden 2, which was way harder than this one. And they had Umar, Sparkly Fairy, and Emerald. All 3 of them, they were present on that HD2. Even though they will not have Wiggler most likely, they will have Gary Eats instead. I still don't think that should be that big of a trouble for them. So Czechia is entering a really slippery road right here, Hub.
Yeah, this is a curious one. Gary Eats being the replacement in specific is curious to me, because I know them as being a hard rock specialist. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, I have it as, yeah, Hard Rock 2, definitely Precision is the name of the game for Gary Eats. And also those, yeah, and also those DTs from what I have seen. So yeah, gonna be interesting dynamic watching Gary Eats play. And for Czechia, their qualifier seeding on AG2 was not that great. And of course, this one is way easier. It is basically your kind of reading, tappy reading / finger control map for some rhythm changes, just a bit. And overall, it is pretty long, 3 minutes and 20 seconds with so many upsets on it. And if Bancho doesn't mess things up, which, oh no,
Is
which
this
does.
an abort? I'm unsure what's happening here with the 4th player on Czechia. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we just saw the panic and it didn't quite fix it. So we can only question what's happening further currently.
Well, regardless of that, that is a double break on the side of Czechia, only matched by Gary Eats. Accuracy is looking pretty solid otherwise, so we'll have to wait and see what the 4th player is currently bringing to the table. But if they're FCing, there's still about an 80k lead on the side of the UK because of that double break on Hazuki and Banana Eater. So the 3-way FC being quite strong at the moment for them.
Yeah, not even that. Like, you even look at the support, Gary Eats, because not even a gimmick specialist, 98.99%, actually almost 99. Oh, yeah, but another panic. But yeah, overall, United Kingdom
Oh,
is doing
whoa.
better than ever. Wait, that
Wait, that
changes it drastically. Holy, it's the triple break. Oh no, double break. Still, you have two FCs on Amaro and Sparkly Ferry, but Amaros did go down. Gary still with the support. While on the right side of the screen, you still have Andisor with an FC, Banana Eater and Hazuki Sendai building up respectable 500 combos each. And further, we just have to wait and see what kind of score this guy gets. Because if it's an FC, there is a potential of an actual point for Czechia. After all, it is their pick, so they really need that point desperately.
In order for this point to go back, Fordor needs to be SSA. That is the score deficit that Andy Sora is putting forward here for the 660k. Fordor has to be 99.5 FCing
Oh no.
or adjacent at the moment, with Gary Eats finding that second break. These recovery combos are making it a bit closer, but the FCs, the double FC from round under, is being quite strong here. 700k deficit. Again, it's all up to whether or not Fordor is FCing right now for this pick, but if not, United Kingdom looking to get the first breakpoint of this match on the finger control. Rao with that break, bringing it even closer. It's just a 600k margin of error now. We have to see the
Ooh.
MP, but got close at the end.
Yeah,
And
needs to be some
Fordor did
good
leave the
code.
match. If they have the
Oh.
screenshot, it's still potential. I assume since it showed up at the end, he's still finished the map.
Yeah, I think so. So we just need that screenshot from further. We will accept it gladly, and yeah, good hope for them. They might take that point.
679k, they got the point.
They got the point.
So
There you
actually,
have
that
the numbers.
they got the point. They scouted the weakness
Oh
and
my
did
god.
manage to get the point by about a 20 to 30k margin. Really close.
Well, yeah. I mean, so far, however, it's not even about the skill of those players. The captains are actually making their picks spot on, I would say. United Kingdom analyzed Czechia. They picked that normal 5M despite United Kingdom themselves being not the best team on those tapping maps. Still, they got it right. And Czechia trying those A maps and now going for HD1 based on the information that they got that one of the stronger HD players is not there. So I'm really excited. I think both of those teams still have a bunch of maps they can present to us in the late game, so it might be pretty close. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that pulls into question other maps in this pool. Of course, you are looking at something like a free mod 1 in the future, that density pick, unless there's like a hard rock overmod that comes into question as well. If anything, that only bolsters the strength of that future hidden 1, and the only tapping map remaining is Nomad 2, and that's more of a hybrid consistency map as well, with the bursts. There's those longer streams at the end of the map, but that's more of a make or break than a skill set check. And it's going to be Nomad 4 for the United Kingdom, sticking to these later stage Nomads. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Nomad 3 after this, honestly. Just the comfort mod in a complex map, and Inner Circle by Vox. It's a pretty consistent map.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, United Kingdom this year around, they are very much famous for their control and tech department. And last time they played it against Austria, they literally blew them out of the water. I believe it was a double FC or something like that. Amro Timmel Tommel finally stepped in the lobby. Timmel Tommel being one of the newer additions to the United Kingdom roster, but already being one of the stronger players, one of the reliable ones. Him, Hamstrel, and Umaroth expecting all three of those to play, just waiting for the last one. And for Czechia, seems like once again you have the unforgettable trio, which is Hazuki Sendai, Hadrian Baby, and Andizor being great players basically on everything. And Banana Eater We saw him play AG2, now play Nomad 4. Pretty versatile in terms of skill sets. Overall, as a field player, looking really great for Czechia. And Shimo is going to be the last one for United Kingdom. Having pretty experienced roster across the board. And once again, expecting a really heated, close rivalry here.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one here going into our tech map. This, I assume Banana Eater in the lobby because of the density of this map. You're looking at an AR 9.1 tech pick, which is pretty uncommon. Normally your tech maps are going to be higher SR. The Czech side winning the spin war by a lot. That was a 20k lead only off the spinner, and an early break from Shamui. Could add a little wrinkle to things as this map goes on, but so far this tech map is going to be pretty interesting. Again, with Wiggler being out of the lobby, I feel like this is the kind of pick that she would usually be in for.
Yeah, no one wants to lose the ground as of right now. One break point basically equals a loss. So far, it's been really tense for both of the teams. They both are winning their own picks, so anything that will happen on this map, which is not going to be in the favor of the team that picked it, is gonna change the course of the actions dramatically. Hydrogen Baby, I thought it was a break, but it actually wasn't. It was Banshee once again. And currently just 4 FCs versus 4 FCs. This is making it beautiful right now. But Hazuki Sendai was the break, and same goes for Shamui.
Yeah, this is a very curious situation. We've seen this is the second map in a row where Humsterwool is filling in for Wiggler on the map, but Banana Eater finding that second break on the Czech side. 3 FCs to 2, and Andysaur as well. Wait just a minute, it's Hydrogen Baby running a solo ship, trying to maintain any sort of comeback, but this 3 FCs are looking phenomenal for the UK side here.
Yeah, no, those 2 breaks were definitely like the worst timing you could have imagined, because it's the slow section. If they held just a bit longer, they would have had a 3-way and it would have been crazy tug of war, but so far it's just United Kingdom running away with fire on their heels. And yeah, we're just waiting for the end of the build-up, but so far United Kingdom, they have strengthened their grip from last time even tighter, and they do not seem to soften it by any chance.
Yeah, the score lead ballooning to well over 200k. Hydrogen Baby still holding on to the FC on the other side, but the 2 FCs being held by United Kingdom right now. Humsterwool with a 99 nearly, getting pretty close to that FC hold. Recovery is being built up, but it's not going to matter so long as this triple FC is being held on to. And this is a phenomenal score for a player who last time out was not even in on the pick. And they have just... Oh, there's the double break, but Andysaur trades it. Hydrogen Baby Timmeltommel, the double FC. It's Banana Eater and Shamui on these recoveries to even it out, and with the 400k and just a little bit remaining, I feel like that confirms the UK point. Still no breakpoints in this matchup.
Yeah, no, that combo from Timmeltommel is snowballing downhill. Now there's no stopping that avalanche. Not only him, but also Shamui and Umero with Sparkly Fairy put up great efforts, making 400k score difference. Timmeltommel finding that choke at the end, very unfortunate. That leaves Hydrogen Baby the only one with an FC, but still, that is a colossal lead for the United Kingdom. 2-2, and no one is stepping back.
So, a little fun fact regarding the tail end of that map. Last time United Kingdom played that, they were 4th place with a 2.57 million team score. This time, they barely beat Germany by 1,000 points to take the number 1 Nomad 4 score. It was a 2,949 last time for Germany, and they got 2,950.
I mean, hey, improvement is an improvement, and they should be really, really proud of themselves. Oh, so yeah, that tag, they let Czechia know that, yeah, guys, our tag is unmatched, and maybe they will take heart of one later, since it does have that tech aspect. HR1 in general being one of the harder maps of the pool, and yeah, this is usually a pick for those teams that are very much high seeded, for the top seeded teams. For Czechia though, they also played Hardrock one, so once again there is room for a breakpoint. But so far for Czechia, I would not risk it all. I would not go for HR1, and they're actually going for No Mod 3, which is an alt map.
This is a very interesting pick. Honestly, this is the kind of thing I could see the UK picking next. So trying to... I don't know. I'm really unsure of this, especially when DT3 is still on the table. If you're gonna pick a control map, I feel like DT3 was the way to go. Yeah, I'm really unsure of this one. I'm not gonna doubt them because their pick strategy has been kind of flawless so far, but this is a weird one.
No, they're literally leaving us speechless because of those strategies. Because yeah, on paper, Nomad 3 was picked by both United Kingdom and Czechia in their previous matches. They both won their maps. So yeah, once again, on paper it should be really intense, but it might be another AG2 incident, which we doubted by a lot, but then Czechia just won without any issue. And yeah, DT3 would have been a bit more of a safe option, as I do not think United can pick DT3 last time, while Czechia actually did. So maybe could have been a bit safer, but who are we to judge, you know? You have phenomenal captains so far. I'm really interested to see what they will come up next, and overall their dynamic in that tournament. Because yes, so far their picks seem like honestly the most successful out of pretty much every team that we have commentated before.
And we do see Corpse hop into the lobby. Corpse, this is their first map in for this matchup. They did play this map last time with a 0-miss, a 650k S rank. Looking to improve on that to be able to match the UK's score. They got number 1 on this map last time they played the map off the back of a... oh, what? How did I... oh, wrong MP link. Off the back of a triple 800k. So, UK very strong on this pick. But again, it's Humpster playing in place of Wiggler on this map as well. So we have to see how that changes the dynamic. And once again, a slight accuracy advantage for Czechia in the beginning.
I mean, yeah, beating a C2 team by accuracy advantage is definitely something you can be proud of, but you also need that huge combo if you want to win, and you exactly have Corpse for that. Corpse is your super powerful control and aim specialist, being in for those Nomad 1, DT3 and Nomad 3 maps, so got him here once again. And with that, let's see who will be the first one to fall with the first KI. So far, no one is having any breaks on those crazy snap out patterns, and yeah, wait, this is actually really intense, but Corp is gonna be the first one to drop, unfortunately.
Yeah, not even a proper miss, a slider break there, tapping a little bit early. On that note, unfortunately to find that break seems to be a trend with Corpse on this Nomad 3 in accordance to the last match. But all 4 FCs being held on by United Kingdom. This rhythm 1/6 snap section is really tricky, but all players well practiced, well scouted, holding on confidently despite a handful of accuracy drops. But in we go with our second PI, and it's the snap double section 1-2, 1-2, Andy Soar down. Corpse to find a second slider break, and it is all falling apart for Czechia now, unfortunately. The miracle run, but Tamil giving him some hope.
Yeah, I mean, Evernote's another nail in the coffin for Czechia right here, because 3FC is still going on for that. Tamil, of course, great break right here for Czechia, but they see that break. They know they cannot afford any breaks. We have reached the point of no return, and there's only the last KI, which is dividing the United Kingdom from actually taking that break point, and that's gonna be huge if they manage to. And so far they do not seem to stop at all, as they are nailing those sliders and pretty much everything. It's only last 20 seconds of the map left, and I think that is it, Hubba.
Yeah, this is a great improvement, even on their number 1 score. If they continue to hold, they've already well matched Czechia's last peak score, make it and double it up now. Beating their last score by about 40k is United Kingdom. Very confident on this Nomad 3, and that's why I was so weary of this pick when Czechia picked it. I mean, willingly picking into a map where the United Kingdom got number 1 last time. It's a bit scary regardless of roster situation.
Yeah, the HD2 strategy is not gonna work 2 times in a row, and that Nomad 3 cracked Czechia's defense. First breakpoint, and it's only 1 point on the board, but that might be a huge mental boom for Czechia, because so far it's been so consistent for both of the countries, and this one basically divided the match from before and after. And right now, United Kingdom has everything in their hands. They won that alt map. They might, go very ballsy and go for that DT3, which is another alt map, or might as well go for Hard Rock 1, I would say, since they have dominated that Nomad 4 pick previously.
Yeah, United Kingdom still yet to lose one of their own points in this tournament, keeping up that streak seemingly. I mean, if I'm them, I'm looking at that DT3 now, but it's going to be Hard Rock 1 picking into the tech again as well, a very strong option with how one-sided that Nomad 4 was, looking to get the added volatility of how short this map is to boot with these very snappy sliders.
Yeah, right. And I feel like this is the safest option for the United Kingdom. DT3 would have been a bit more wonky. Maybe they are gonna leave it for later. But yeah, this Hard Rock 1, as mentioned, on the harder side of the pool, very popular amongst those top seeds, and United Kingdom being one of them. It is your light tech map. As mentioned, pretty short, and yeah, we did see some FCs last time on it. You have Hamsterwall, of course, this time making the roster even stronger, because was not present there. Timble Tumble, of course, being one of the perma lobby players. Shamui once again here, and yeah, overall, the United Kingdom, they know their skill sets of their players. They make those perfect lineups. Just maybe Nomad 1 was a bit unstable for them, but ever since after, they have been really spot on their roster builds. Same was for Czechia though. You basically have Hazuki, Hydran, Baby, and Anizar on most of the maps, and the last player is either William or you have Corpse. Those two, they switch a lot of times. So yeah, but both teams knows what's the deal, and with that Hard Rock 1 is gonna be the decider, and Manhattan Cafe actually joined in. Manhattan being the DT player, so pretty interesting to see his dynamic in that Hard Rock 1.
Yeah, this is gonna be a curious one. With them being one of the DT players, I mean, we saw how strong they were on that DT1. That DT1, kind of a similar pick with regards to approach rate and kind of semi-tech styling. Should be a fine replacement here, assuming there isn't any circle size woes with this pick. But in we go. One of the shorter maps in this pool, 221 in length. High velocity sliders to boot in our key eyes. One of the United Kingdom's stronger picks, looking to strike at this tech strength once again.
Yeah, and this is that map where United Kingdom, they have to pull themselves together the most, because they need a point to establish that 4-2 difference in points. And so far, it's starting really good for them right off the bat. But Neos is finding that trade for Hazuki Sendai, putting them at a pretty tough situation. 3 FCs versus 3 FCs.
Yeah, and the accuracy is going to help a lot here. You are looking at or it's the accuracy on the players that break Manhattan Cafe, second to fall, Shamui to trade it. Shamui having the lower act of the breaks is going to help for that potential score, but with the FCs being held, it's William with a 90%. If that combo were to fall, the score gains on that player immediately drop, so you really need them to continue holding, but for now they're going to maintain this lead, and actually we may be seeing breakpoint for breakpoint if they continue to hold. Hydrogen Baby looking to go 5 for 5. They've FC'd the last 4 maps in a row, and so long as they hold this FC,
Oh my god.
it's Humster Wool to break, and breakpoint for breakpoint may just come. The dream. Manhattan Cafe dropping the recovery combo, but that does not matter with the backup score from Hazuki, breaking in the first 100 combo, but bringing it back in style as Czechia looking to make it 3-3 with their next pick. Momentum on side, 300k of lead, and that's gonna be that.
United Kingdom tried to charge their ultimate attack, but they were not ready for the full counter from Czechia. You're looking at Hydrogen Baby and Hazuki-san, 800k scores from both of them, and a very stable, very comfortable 400k score difference. A breakpoint after a breakpoint. You know, 2 maps earlier, it's been one of the most, you know, academic, more objective matches, with both teams just picking and winning their own picks, not even like stepping down, not even stepping backwards. It's been really good for both of them, and now it's just breakpoint after breakpoint. This matchup turned into some very unpredictable direction, Hub.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention that it was another 2.5 million team score for the UK. That score,
My
other than their own score, would have been number 1 on the stat sheet again. Czechia beat that by 400k. They beat every other team on the map that played the map by 400k by default. That's absurd. That was an absurd score. That's the hardest map in the pool. I thought that was like a given point for UK being the higher seed here, but what a performance there from Hydrogen Baby and William. That double combo hold was phenomenal, and now the momentum is on their side again. Shake off the nerves. You might be bringing UK to match point here.
Oh yeah, that is crazy commitment from both Czechia and United Kingdom. Just you definitely can tell that they've done some massive work before that match. They prepared for it, and now we're actually kind of entering an uncharted territory. None of the teams played at Hard Rock 2, and it is precision. Czechia is picking it. Based off their Hard Rock 1 performance, I can definitely see that pick making sense. But also, it's United Kingdom. They have cracked precision players like Gary Eats, for example, who top scored in qualifiers on the other Hard Rock 2 map, which was way harder than this one. So once again, yeah, it makes sense on paper, but you need to be very cautious with any single pick that you make, and that applies for both of the countries.
Actually, that does bring up a good point. I'm wondering why Gary Eats wasn't in for that Hard Rock 1. Just looking at Hard Rock specialists available, I suppose using the core roster because of the tech difficulty there, but for Czechia, they think they have spotted a weakness here with regards to the scores, but remains to be seen. The top score for this map, only played in 1 match, is 2 million from France. So, or actually this is just from stats from last weekend, so I'm unsure if they've been picked in any of the matches today, but Hard Rock 2 relatively untouched here. This is going to be just a pure precision check. CS 6.6, just ever so slightly higher than your usual 6.5.
Yeah, and also I want to let you know that Andysor is actually not a Hard Rock player. He can play everything but not HR, so you do not have one of the strongest players for the Czech side, but they picked it. They have Manhattan Cafe and William, and you know, they've performed relatively good on that Hard Rock 1. Hazuki-san and Hydrogen Baby, of course, being here. And we do see Gary Eats, for some reason, not loading up. So I guess Panic Batman would be really great here. But otherwise, you have Umeros, Hamsterl, and Timul Tomul. They are pretty much all-rounders, and they are really stable when it comes to that precision. Maybe the accuracy is not showing that, like for example, you have 89 from Timel, but still you see what's happening above there, 99 and 100, basically an SS. Well, for Czechia as well, they are pretty stable currently. They're holding. Oh.
Yeah, Timel gonna be finding that break. This map consisting of this kind of like these hold sliders leading into 216-ish BPM snap jumps, which is going to be where you're seeing the bulk of the difficulty. William does trade that break, but Timel to fall once more gives that advantage back to Czechia. We are unsure what Gary Eats' score is at the moment, but then we have to assume probably a hold of some sort. There he is, bringing him back into the lobby real quick as everyone catches up. But yep, that is an FC hold and only an 80k lead. It's 3 FCs to 3, but Timel having a rough go of it. Hazuki, the player who FC'd that last map, or got pretty close, with a double break on the heart slider. No. They look kind of like an onion on this angle, but it is Hydrogen Baby holding on to the FC once more. Czechia back against the wall, but they're still gaining score. I'm a little unsure of how.
No, I think the lead. Yep, no, the lead should be going towards United Kingdom slowly but surely, and it is actually really intense. They cannot back down right now. Hydrogen Baby with an FC, there is no room for you to break. You need to see at least one though from either Sparkly or Gary Eats. And they are holding really stably right now. It is shifted. It went from 100k to 80k, and there's still 1/4 left. United Kingdom, they have the momentum. The crown is slipping from Czechia, and they just need to catch it. And United Kingdom, they seem to do so with that break from Hazuki Sendai and Manhattan Cafe as well. It writes itself currently for United Kingdom, and there is nothing that Czechia can do. 20k. Oh my god.
There's such little time remaining. The shift
as well
comes through. This flicker is only because of the accuracy and how low the combo is on this map. It's only like a 750 max, but there goes the FC down, but that drops for everybody. And it's the slow slider at the end of the map that tells the story. A 50k lead for UK, another breakpoint, the third breakpoint in a row, and match point confirmed for the higher seed. And now Czechia, they need a breakpoint to bring this match to tiebreaker. Can they finish off the dream run?
That ending was brutal, Hub. Oh my god. Basically everybody broke, and that actually allowed United Kingdom to have the upper hand right now. Only 40k. They have the last pick of the match. It was a break point that might have ruined Czechia's morale by a large margin right here. So United Kingdom, we saw them lose a break point. Might happen again, but they do not want to see that happening. They still have, those free mod maps. They have those gimmick players. Though I'm not sure how much the absence of Wiggler would impact that. Maybe this is the reason why they're not going for those free mod maps, Hubba. But they need to make a really good pick right here. They need to think, maybe even force a timeout, because that is one of the most crucial moments in this entire matchup.
If I'm United Kingdom, I think I'm avoiding Hidden One. I am probably avoiding DT3. I'm thinking maybe free mod 1 or no mod 2. Probably. It's free mod 2. This is... I am very unsure of this.
Yeah, quite fascinating. It just forces it. You know the map, you love the map. It is CS5 AR8, and yeah, it's basically your old map. It says Kirby Mix. I mean, I don't think anybody needs the explanation of what Kirby Mix is. And if Emerald is joining, then Emerald is probably going for easy. But the thing is, easy on this map, the multipliers are only 1.5x with easy and 2.1x with easy HD, so they're not that generous as in the free mod 1. So free mods might actually not be the way. But yeah,
Yeah.
that is that is insane.
Yeah, the 1.5x there, I w- would more likely see them on no mod, I assume, for this map, just because of that multiplier. The roster makes sense in my head. It's probably gonna be Humster on Hard Rock with this roster. Probably Timel Tommel
The
hidden. Like I'm really unsure here. Andy
I
Soar's
mean,
back in the lobby, which is great. Like, you get that advantage probably on no mod.
yeah. So no, I am very much sure about the versatility of both of those teams. I know they can very well play both hidden and hard rock. Some of the players can even play easies. Like for example, you have Forder. Forder is a gimmick player, gimmick specialist for Czechia. So either HD or easy. We'll see how this goes. But overall, this is the moment where Czechia really needs that point, and this is gonna be really intense. Especially considering the map is pretty long as well, the nerve control has to be spot on for both of the countries if they do not want a breakpoint. Also seeing Gary Eats opt-in that HDHR actually over modern slightly. And for Czechia, yeah, they are actually going for easy HD from the side of Andy's or just your
I
lineup.
I'm like I've never been more confused in my life as to why Hydrogen Baby is not in the lobby. That player has gotten 800k minimum on every map and is not in right now on this Fremont 2. Uh, Four-door on the no mod, Andy Soar in the easy hidden is holding just fine, but that is lost score on that FC by about a 0.3 margin, so long as it holds. I mean, Andy Soar, a very talented easy hidden player, but you need perfection right now if you are Czechia because of that lost score and because of the roster decision. I mean, this is going to be really scary so long as everyone's holding.
For sure, man. And considering Czechia lost Fremont 2 to Denmark last time, they do not want the history to repeat itself. So far, they are avoiding it, but you know, we haven't even entered the first KI. And so far it's only the build-up, but Forder is already finding that break with no more as well. Just hate to see
Oh.
that. He's supposed to be the one holding a stable FC, and Andy Zor right after him. That is 2 FCs down. Only Hazuki Sendai left alone. And you look at the left side of the board, you have a... Okay, it's not a 3-way FC, but still, all of those supports are insane on the side of the United Kingdom.
Yeah, this is looking pretty disastrous for Czechia right now after the malt, but it is close to even, especially after that Humster break on the hidden. It's Four-door building up the recovery combo on this first PI at the halfway point as well. That's going to be slashing that Humster score in half as it goes on, especially with these lower accuracies, 95 average there to a 97-ish average on the Czech side. A 131k difference, a little bit more combo build up, and this is actually like a 20k score difference right now. So, Czechia close.
Czechia is actually winning by very little margin, but still a win is a win. They just need to hold. But further fighting that break once again with the Nomad, and now he leaves the task to Hazuki-san and Manhattan Cafe and Azor with the recovery as well. But they need to see at least one break from United Kingdom, at least one. They need that bridge in the defense, but it's just not happening.
Yeah, this is incredibly comfortable. And actually, I had my multiplier wrong. Sorry to say. This is actually advantage 2.1 for Andy Soar. It's a 2.1 mult, and I had that mistake in my apologies. Right now, Czechia has the lead by about 20k, and building after that break from Gary Eats, the hidden Hard Rock falls. The Hard Rock recovery still standing for Hazuki. The Hard Rock Overmod coming into play for Manhattan Cafe, and to close out this map, we're going to tiebreaker, as after the multiplier, Andy Soar put in the work on that easy hidden, and Czechia with a final breakpoint to close out.
Yeah, this is not done. Another breakpoint. It's been two iterations of trading of those breakpoints. First was 2-2. It was really stable for both of the countries, but then they just decided to trade 4 points in a row. And with that, there's only one map left in the pool that will decide which team should advance to 2-0 bracket and which one should fall down to the 1-1 bracket. And the name of it is the tiebreaker into the Cosmos. And I'm setting up a TB ping right here, guys.
Yeah, TB Ping gonna be coming shortly. Final match of the day, and if you are Wiggler right now, you are sleeping. But when you wake up, your team will have a war story to tell you. Because this has been an absurd match. That's 4 breakpoints in a row. That's several top scores for the weekend from both of these teams. Czechia has been on their A game against this number 2 seed, and now it's the culmination, it's the tiebreaker, it's this light tech hybrid 6 minutes of Taishi. Mid BPM, timeout gonna be used for Czechia as they have a look through the map, I would imagine, and I mean, very, very unexpected turnout for this match as we are nearing the tail end.
I mean, hey, we're talking, C2 versus C7. I believe Czechia were like, yeah, we're gonna win like 2 or 3 points, but they did not expect to have that tiebreaker opportunity. So timeout is very much understandable from Czechia. I will not even be surprised if United Kingdom also decides to opt the timeout right here to force it, because this is what happened in the previous matchup of Italy versus Kazakhstan. Yeah. We should just wait and see. There are no restrictions on the tiebreaker. You can go no mods, you can go any mod you want, which is allowed. So like hidden, hard, or even easy. We have a custom easy multiplayer as well, which is, if I remember correctly, around
2.2
yeah,
and 2.4 for easy hidden, which is interesting coming off of that free mod 2 and also seeing Andy Sora in the multi-lobby right now.
Ooh, the multi-lobby is insane, yeah. But yeah, overall, 6 minutes and 26 seconds, this tiebreaker it's been really rough. We only have one recording of 2 teams playing it. It was Italy versus Kazakhstan, seed 8 versus seed 9. And no one in that lobby managed to FC the map, despite the map only being 5.99. It's less than 6 stars as well. And yeah, the highest score was Poisonous with 700k. Will anybody in this lobby actually be able to top that? Is the question right here, because you, after all, have higher seeded players, and so far, all of them, they have been popping off. The atmosphere, I cannot even comprehend what is happening right now for both of these countries, and also I'm really sad about the fact that one of them will actually have to go down, because honestly they both deserve to advance higher, but it's not meant to be.
Yeah, this is a very curious one as rosters begin getting built up. There's discussions in the chat with regards to Hard Rock gambiting, but not gonna be a Hard Rock for Humster and Hydrogen Baby, but it is Humster, Timmel, Tommel, Umaroth in the lobby. Kazuki, Sendai, Andy Sor, Corpse. This has been a very curious 4-way. Corpse was last in on that Nomad 3. Were they in on any maps afterward? It does not look like it. I am curious about the roster decision, but light tech hybrid consistency is the name of the game. We haven't seen those consistent PC picks in this pool. We saw the Nomad 1, but that was more aim specialist. We haven't seen Nomad 2 or Free Mod 1 in this match, so we aren't sure if Corpse would have been on those, but hopping in for this one is the rosters: Humster, Timmeltommel, Umaroth, and Rao versus Hydrogen Baby, otherwise known as Judgemaru, Hazuki, Corpse, and Andy Sor.
Yeah, For the next 6 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined, we will be taking you to the adventure into the cosmos. And by the end of it, you will get to see some insane performances, hopefully. And unfortunately, one of the teams will have to go down, and the other one will shine the brightest. But for that, let's see how this goes. United Kingdom versus Czechia, Seed 2 versus Seed 7. It's crazy considering the seed difference that we are already seeing a tiebreaker. This was very much not probable, but it is happening right now. And those are the final players that are gonna be representing the country. The beginning of the map is gonna be really accessible for all of these players, but you know, once we enter kind of the last 2/3 of the map, this is where the things will be getting spicy. So far we see a break from Andizor, but you know, it is not too shabby for Czechia. We will see a lot of breaks in the future, and Andizor will be able to recover it pretty comfortably, but we see a break from Hydrogen Baby, which is not that great.
Yeah, this is not a ideal start. The beginning of this map a little bit freer. It's the double break from Andizor and Hydrogen Baby, the main players you were looking at to hold onto those higher combos on the Czech side. But now it's Hazuki and Corpse passing the torch. 4-way still being held on by the United Kingdom, and this is the roster depth advantage that a tiebreaker brings. There goes the double break, but it's the FC down for Czechia. It's Hazuki now, running with the only FC against 3 on the other side, and where have we seen this story before? 3 maps ago, every time the UK has had those stronger picks, the Nomad 4, 3 FCs to 1, Hazuki was the final man standing. But now there's 5 minutes behind it, and he has to hold on.
Yeah, will Hazuki be able to turn chaos into art by the end of the map? We shall wait and see. It's currently just 1/3, nothing is decided, everything is still on the table. Timotamo, Sparkly Fairy, and Umaroth are trying to prevent any attempts of Czechia's roster to take over the lead, but Timotamo is going to be the first one to fall though. That stream was the difference maker, and currently the situation has gone really well for Czechia. They have Andizor with 600 combo recovery and Hydrogen Baby with 500 combo, so slowly but surely it will start shifting over to Czechia, but they need to hold onto their tier line for that to happen.
Yeah, and it's these little stream sections, this Corpse to find the next break, not traded out, but with that break, combos are just about even, 2.5 to 2.4, but there goes the double break from Czechia on that XL stream, and Andizor now the only man to hold on the Czech side, but it's still this double FC. Umaroth posing as captain for the day and putting in the work when he hops in. Humster filling in as well on every map Wiggler normally would, and assuming position just fine with several top scores, looking to do so again on this tiebreaker, and it's a 170k lead. If you are a fan of the Czech side right now, you are looking for a disaster of mass proportions.
Yeah, I mean, the Czech fortress is starting to collapse slowly but surely, and Andizor is the last one trying to hold it all together with 1k combo, but he is up against Sparkly Fairy and Umaroth, both holding 1400 combos. Here we are with the other KI, but nobody is breaking, except there is a triple break right here as we're getting into it even deeper. Hazuki-san once again, Corpse just completely shattering, completely crumbling apart. It's a catastrophe for all of them, and Sparkly Fairy with a break, which is actually helping.
Oh my god, the triple slow slider break, they're all sight reading. Oh no, that is tragic. Andizor versus Timotamo now. In our final third of the map, if Timotamo finds a break, there's enough potential score for Andizor to bring back that 300k deficit. But actually, Timotamo broke on that slow slider too. Wait, there's no combo on the UK side. Andizor needs to FC the rest of the map for them to win.
It is actually doable. Will he have what it takes to actually bring back the comeback? because United Kingdom, all the towers crumbled. They all lost their combos, and now Anizor is the last one standing. He can be the only one who can actually survive that crazy map, that battlefield. Already 500k score from him, but that break was the nail in the coffin. There is nothing that can be done for Czechia from now on. Anizor put their biggest efforts into this map. He tried to carry the teammates, and he did everything he could. He still was swinging, even when all of his teammates fell down, but it just was not enough. The armor cracked, and it was conquered by the United Kingdom Hubba, and that is just tragic for Czechia, and that is the perfect outcome for United Kingdom. They were praying for that break, and it did happen.
Yeah, what a finish to this matchup. The early stage has not been kind to the United Kingdom, but they come through in style towards the tail end. And unfortunately, their reward for this triumph, after being brought to the brink, is a match against Russia next weekend.
It might just be. I mean, we shall wait and see until all of the matches end, and then the bracket will be generated. But so far, United Kingdom 2-0, and for Czechia, this is how the cookie crumbles. We're gonna be entering the 1-1 Swiss bracket group, which there's gonna be 8 countries, and yeah, they still have a lot of chances to qualify to the bracket stage. And honestly, this match has been a blast, honestly. You know, both of the captains were making those decisions as best as they could. Those breakpoint incidents, I will never forget them, I'm not gonna lie. But at the end, it was up to the carries, it was up to the core of your team to grab all the stars from the sky. And it just happened to be the United Kingdom. They were more stable as a team on that tiebreaker. Just the team score, you know, you did not even see like those individual carries, but it was just basically all 4 of them putting up great efforts. While Czechia, they did back down just a bit more than the United Kingdom at the end. The 200k score difference was something that stole the deal for them. But still, they can be very much proud. You know, the United Kingdom, they have lost a couple of points against Austria. They have lost 4 points against Czechia. And even though Czechia definitely, shall I say, I think they popped off. They did really well. Still, for United Kingdom, they have been showing more and more weaknesses. Like, you know, how we covered the previous matchup which was Russia, and Russia swept their opponents. It was 5-0. Considering the United Kingdom is the closest team to Russia, I'm starting to have doubts they will actually manage to beat them unless they improve a lot by the end of the Swiss stage.
Yeah, there is a lot of work to be done when that matchup comes up. United Kingdom is a team that in these early stages, you just see those little inconsistencies, but the scaling is what you're really looking for. So if they were to face Russia in these early stages, it's a scary look, you know, with how consistent they have been. And Czechia looking at that consistency as well. They got a number of #1 scores for the stats sheet as well. They're thinking about that Nomad 1 3.7 mil opener was starstruck, honestly. So, I mean, very bright futures for each of these teams in their respective brackets.
Yeah, I think, you know, this matchup definitely pointed out a lot of teams' strengths and teams' weaknesses. And I think this matchup obviously was very much beneficial for both of the countries, and they will learn their lesson, and next week we will see them in even stronger form, and I am all in for that, Hubba. But I think we are good to actually finish this stream, because there is not much else to talk about. The other matchups will happen tomorrow. We are gonna have 4 of them. They're gonna happen at 15 16, 17, and 18:30 UTCs. So we will be waiting for you, ladies and gentlemen, over there. But for now, Haba, is there anything you want to say before we close it off?
I'll just close it out by, of course, plug in our coffee link, the exclamation mark donate in the chat, to get one of those lovely banners, both at the top of the stream and for yourself, to support your favorite teams. I saw a couple supporting some fun teams. I saw a Malta banner in there. I believe this at the top of the stream, so that was a hoot. So feel free to donate, and that'll go directly to the prize pool for this year's 5EC. But other than that, we'll be catching you guys tomorrow, bright and early, for the continuation of our broadcast.
Yeah, sounds good. You put it very well. And with this, we are gonna be saying bye-bye to you, and thank you all for watching. We will see you tomorrow. Have a nice day and enjoy the rest of the weekend.